Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Challenges, an educational monster train series where we try to push score on the daily leaderboards. We had a decent number 5 finish last time, and it was even a late recording, so it was pretty good that we managed to pull that off. It was a fade run with some spell support from plus 30 ice tornadoes. We had quad giraffe infused Lady of the Houses with multi strike and some other upgrades, so things were in pretty good shape, all things considered. We had a pretty clean run of it. I think it could have obviously been refined a little bit. I'm surprised that our line did as well as it did, actually. There were some other lines that were relying on an infinite that I actually noticed but was a little too far along in another direction to commit to when I did notice it. So ultimately ignored. And yeah, the fact that I could even compete with some of those is pretty wild. So, all right, what are we doing today? Today we have Penumbra with Primitive Mold, Boo Hiss. The primitive molds are good, of course, but Penumbra is always kind of a bummer. We have I don't think I've ever played with this modifier before. Life insurance. Start with Golden Vault, Memorial Fund, and Rationing Scales. So, a lot of money relics, which is interesting. We don't have a lot of units. I guess we could sacrifice morsels to farm cash. It's kind of an interesting opener. You get a lot of good relics. These are nice ones to pick up early on, so that's good. And yeah, not much terribly to add. Unfortunately, rationing scales is kind of a non-starter. We can convert health into money, which is nice, but we're not going to really be using it to tank if we're playing correctly because we want to avoid losing that score by getting hit, right? So we'll see how we can avoid that. This is our positive modifier for the day. Competing with it, we have our negative modifier, shields up. Enemy units enter with damage shield 1. It's tricky. The biggest problem for me on this is almost always this also affects, what are they called? Collectors. So that means that collectors are very difficult to connect with. Now, we might be able to make up that money anyway with the life insurance, so I think it's probably a net neutral in the end, but fair enough. This will make the combats harder. I mean, we're probably going to leak, right? Worth noting, though, that Golden Vault does prevent damage taken, but it's going to sap our cash. We want to make sure we don't lose the ability to buy upgrades and trinkets and things by leaking too much. So this is like a mixed bag of a positive, I would describe it as. Despite the fact that you're getting 3 upgrades, 3 relics that are each individually good in a normal run, it's not great for a daily challenge where you're trying to optimize score. So this hurts you in a lot of ways, which is interesting. Now, musical chairs is kind of a weird one. You basically just flip your floor around after a turn, so nothing too wild. It affects both sides, so a little bit exciting, but we can play around it by only playing single unit floors, possibly. Something like Trample Penumbra can bypass this pretty respectively. I would avoid something like Architect, maybe, because he gets shuffled all around, especially if we're reliant on something being in front or in back. We want to avoid the concept of tank or like backline, right? It's very important that we avoid that in order to avoid our backline getting shoved to the front. Now, we might be able to play around it regardless, but if we have to end up on frontline backline sort of strategy, but we'll see. No 80k scores. That's true. Interesting. So, only a few 70ks as well. So, all right, we'll see. But not much else to add. I guess we'll go ahead and hop in. So, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see what the heck we end up on today. It's kind of an interesting one. I don't really know what to expect. So, we'll see. All right, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. I have a very busy weekend ahead of me, and I'm not looking forward to it. I have to work on Sunday, so that's a tragedy, but it is what it is. So here I am recording Monster Train on my Saturday in order to make some headway on that, and that's about as much as I want to talk about that. Woof. Anyway, hopefully you're doing better than that. Today we are playing Default Umbra Exile Melting. As noted before, we're facing Explosive Sigil Daedalus, Rage Arcus, Patient Seraph. Patient Seraph. Does that change anything? Not really. No, not really. Our starting cards are Prismal Dust, Entombed Explosive, Engine Upgrade. Each are fine. Either they go away or are pretty good functionally. Entombed Explosive is a great target for primitive molds. That's fantastic. No pings. We're going to need something that actually addresses these damage shields. Is part of the issue we're going to face. Totally. Well, we'll see. I need to find something that addresses those damage shields. Right now we have nothing, right? Something like Trample Penumbra just does not help at all. He just completely hits a damage shield and then does nothing, so it's a big bummer, actually. Temples today are 2, 3, 6, and 8. 4 temples. We will have to plan around that, hoping to get pretty much everything, if at all possible. 4 temples. 8 units will be needed. We only have 6 right now. We'll definitely draft at least 2. I don't think there's any concern that we won't do that, right? I think we pretty much have to, in my opinion. We're going to need banner units, so yeah, it's fine. We'll definitely make it. I just can't really remove what we have, is what that comes down to. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say there. Cool. All right. Let's see. Dupe on 8 is on steel side. Another removal dupe on 7, competing with a steel shot. Pretty good. Let's see, magic and trinket on 6. Trinket has money. Money does translate to survivability to some extent, but also it translates to score, so we don't want to waste it if we can avoid it. What else? Steel, magic on 5. Steel has a vortex. Magic has the cave. Banner situation early. 4 has a... What is this, a remnant banner with a vortex and horde? Decent. Gives up the magic shop for it. Don't really care. Steel shop on 4 has an Umbra banner, however, with some money. So, some options. Umbra banner's not terribly exciting, but we could end up on some kind of a alloyed construct line or whatever, right? Would be fine. Well, it's a little slow, and also it's bad on bottom floor. I don't know. We'll have to see. Umbra banner on 2 and 3. There is a remnant banner on 2 with the steel shop. This is a weird set of modifiers. I look at this and I'm not really sure how to respond or interact with it. I think winged technology is probably stronger here in a vacuum, but I like it in Entumbra because it makes us 5 gold every turn. The downside is it's going to absolutely clutter our... It completely clutters our reform pool. This is actually difficult from a scoring perspective. Which one's stronger? I think... If I think about this from a Covenant 25 perspective, I know which one I pick, right? It's winged technology and it's not even close, right? Shade splitters become weaponized, defensible tools that are very strong, tank for floors, stuff like that. It enables morsel lines that otherwise might not be enabled. Like, I mean, for Covenant 25, winged technology is your slam dunk here, but do I actually take Abandoned Entumbra? Is it better here in any way? I really don't know. I think flooding the reform pool might be bad. But I like money? Huh. It's very difficult. I don't think this... Yeah, he doesn't get trample on Covenant 1, right? Patient? I think that's true. I have a hard time remembering the differences between Covenant 1 and Covenant 25, because like 99% of my hours in this game are at Covenant 25, so I pretty much only have knowledge of that section. So I think he doesn't actually get trample, and he like really... I'm always surprised by how weak Patient Seraph is at Covenant 1. I actually think that always surprises me. So I think we don't care about the damage shield for that. We could just face tank it with a normal morsel. I'm going to take Abandoned Entumbra, and I don't know if this is correct. I can't honestly tell, but I don't want to waste too much time thinking about this. I think I'm going to take this because it's worth money, and I think it enables... It gives us stuff to throw at enemies. Interesting. Do we take Glutton? Is that ever correct? I would normally never do this, but at Covenant 1 he's really strong, right? Covenant 1 he's kind of nuts, in fact. You know, I mean, it's not wrong. I don't know. On the other hand, I did just not take winged technology, so there's that as well. I really don't want Architect, though. This is not because of the shuffling, and I don't think he contributes much to this run. Why do I... It's very interesting. I feel like I don't have the right answer for this run right now. This is a very disarming set of modifiers and, like, choices. This is a great example of, despite having 3,000 hours in this game, there are situations in modes I don't have as much experience with that are very difficult to reason through. Glutton has an obvious upside. I think he also has an obvious downside. I didn't take the morsel blind, but remember, or rather the, what is it called? The defensive morsel choice. But the other thing to keep in mind is that there's so many upsides here. I'm trying to go fast, right? So imagine you see something like Shroud Spike at some point in this run. You could create a ridiculously potent Shroud Spike turn, and then if I see any kind of trample play, he crushes. His high end is very strong for a daily like this. Also, floors are generally not as scary as they are in Covenant 25. You know, exactly, case in point would be Divinity waves are, what, 3 units wide in some cases? Like, so much shallower than they are at Covenant 25. Architect... The problem that Architect solves is not helped here, right? Wide floors, something like Paraffin Enforcers. Maybe that ends up being the line, but I don't think it helps a lot. He's a little low impact in the early game. I think it's Glutton. Man, this is so bizarre. I don't really know how to respond to some of this. Votive Key, Advanced Prototype is almost certainly it, because this is going to do 1,000,000 damage early game. I like Fade's First Blade for some... like late game scaling. Votive Key has value, but Votive Key on something like Self-Infused Entombed Explosive is pretty powerful, right? It's true, it is. Votive Key is annoying with Abandoned Antumbra because I start redrawing the morsel every time I kill it, which is not great. I'm going to take the prototype here. Yeah, alright, fair enough. A bit of a weird run, but we'll see. We can afford to take the Mark of Invasion here because of Golden Vault. It's okay. If I leak it, it sucks. If I don't, it's fine. Oh my god, everything has damage shield. Welp, that's terrible, huh? That's bad. I'm going to play one of these guys upstairs, which I think is correct. And then we fish a morsel out that isn't weak, right? Okay, this is good. Now, feeding him has some value. He gets plus 8 health, so I'm going to put it in the back here. We'll feed a morsel up top. Okay, so things shuffle. A lot of money lost. We definitely want to train Steward upstairs. 10, 10, 10, 10. How do I approach this? Is this... I mean, we're taking, what, 4 hits? I'm definitely taking damage here, right? We're not going to have enough money. But the other downside here is that I don't have... We can keep him alive. It's still worth it by comparison. We take 1 damage, but we get more money out of the trial than we lose, right? So I can and should pop an Entombed Explosive upstairs and 1 mid-floor. I think I need to eat a morsel here, and it's not close. Okay. Our goal is to maybe generate enough that we don't immediately pass away. 555. Unfortunately, we do pass away if I go this route. What's dead here? I can reform something. 11 health morsel is pretty powerful here, but it doesn't really do a lot, right? I think it is the jeweler here. doesn't push through very well. Man, this is pretty rough, I would say. Yeah, it's pretty rough. We've lost essentially all of our money. Our floor is failing, and we're taking 1,000,000 damage. So it's a bit of a bummer here. Now, we do manage to get through on mid-floor, but I can't help but wonder... Can I do better? Probably. 3 damage taken with a mid-floor kill and losing all of your money. Now, obviously, this trial is awful for this particular challenge. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to put the train steward downstairs. We're going to play this guy upstairs. I'm going to play the engine upgrade here, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to go this route. Now, this is tricky and interesting to me. Aw, man, top floor is looking rough, isn't it? 4 hits coming in. He's going to pass away. If I play a train steward downstairs, I think we can do some good work. I want to put the jeweler up top, and then 5 damage shield going into downstairs here. We let him die up top, maybe? Maybe I should have done that in a different order. We're looking at a lot more damage. 8 damage taken is already significantly worse. There's no way that's correct. Okay. Change again. Try again. So, Penumbra can go back upstairs. Yeah. This one would have been much better served, this particular combat, by Architect, for sure. There's no real way around it, I think. Why did I put him up there? That's obviously a misplay. That's not what I wanted to do. I literally was just like, I meant to say Penumbra lower floor, but I instead said top floor, played it, and then looked and said that's obviously wrong. Okay, so he goes and lives downstairs again. Great. Tank for him. Fine. Play the morsel upstairs. I'm going to go ahead and give a sacrifice there. We'll take the engine upgrade. I think this is a tweak that will find some value. Okay. Now we definitely play other train steward upstairs. I can reform a morsel and do it again. Yep. Man, he still dies? Really? I'm actually surprised he falls apart like that. I wasn't going to do the math, but I guess maybe I should have, huh? Well, yeah, fair enough. Okay, top floor is basically the clutch here. Let's go ahead and play an explosive upstairs. I think that's good. We'll play an explosive middle floor. I'm going to play the train steward downstairs, and we're going to feed him a bit. Okay, so we take 1 more damage here. This gets us back to where we were before, but can I win on bottom floor? Yes, I can. Train stewards get me there. This is a good one. Yeah, train steward doing a lot of the work here. We only take the 3, but we get the bottom floor kill, which is winning, right? That is the right play. Okay, this is better than it could have been. We'll take it. All right. Space Prism. Perils of Production feels a little bit slow. It's not bad. Making of a morsel is not great either. It's coming up. Umbra Banner. I don't think it's ever the Umbra Banner, right? I think we go Remnant Banner. I'm going to take the Perils. I think it's a fine pickup. We can definitely do some stuff with it. Molded, Purifying Cleanse, Dripfall. Dripfall is very good for aligning bosses with my kill floors. Just generally strong, I think. I don't need Molded with the primitive molds. Purifying Cleanse. It's a good thing to take if I end up on a burnout line, but maybe I am. I don't know. I'm just going to take the Dripfall. I think it's a fine pick. Okay. We're going to the right. I don't want to look at the Umbra Banner, and I'm also not as interested in Holdover right now. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'll take a Paraffin Enforcer. He's a pretty good starter. Spell Chain, I'm going to put that into the perils here. It's decent. Intrinsic can be on something else. We're going to go ahead and Entombed Explosive self-infuse here. I think that's a fair pickup. I'm going to take the Burnout 1 on them as well. Now, I don't have a lot of money here because I've spent it all. The Intrinsic is not bad, I suppose. It's not a bad pickup. I have to take it, though, right? I'm putting it on something. The question is just what. And none can say. I'm going to put it on Dripfall, maybe. This buys us something. I don't want to put it on Perils, necessarily. Yeah, I think we're going to go like this and save our money at this point, I think is the play. Move on. I can't reroll. I'm going to take the Spikes Trial. This is going to be also pretty tough, I think. Right? I think it's also going to be fairly difficult. Penumbra will give him some feed here. I'm going to go ahead and play Double Stewards middle. Paraffin Enforcer can live upstairs. I'm not going to Dripfall. There's no reason to, right? Doesn't do anything for me. Self-infused downstairs is pretty good. Takes a hit, kills a man. I like it. I'm going to put the Trained Steward upstairs. Put the Morsel... The Magma Morsel downstairs is not that helpful either, so I'm going to stick that upstairs, I suppose. And I'm going to play the damage shield on Penumbra. 5/5, he doesn't get the kill, so this is actually pretty good. We actually unbelievably get a Collector, which I suppose was bound to happen at some point, I suppose. I'm going to fish for something better here, I think. Maybe the Paraffin Enforcer was wrong. I'm taking 2 hits to my health here, but I really don't know what else to do about it. Lifesteal Morsel is interesting. It doesn't help upstairs, so we'll play that bottom floor. I guess you may as well, right? Spread the morsels around because I can. Sure. I take a double tap on my health upstairs, which is a bit of a bummer. Perils downstairs. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and drop the man in front so I can put my morsel in. I'm going to double reform. Our goal here is if I hit... Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Hit this here, we get the kill, and we're golden. Amazing news. We did it. Okay. Managed to pull it off downstairs. Thank you, Penumbra, for success. Great. We get some money. We had a perfect score, even though I took a little bit of damage. It's not that bad. A ping is honestly good, and the fact that it generates morsels is not great, but, you know, I think I need something like this. Especially because something has to have my plus 30s and plus 10 in piercings, right? So, yeah. Molten Encasement Wicklash is a decent play. I suppose there's things I could end up with here that are fine. I guess, right? I guess, sure. Okay, we'll take it. You want to dupe here? What does one dupe at this position? Honestly, no idea. I probably duped the Entombed Explosive, if I'm being honest with you. Versus Umbra Banner Magic Shop? I mean, I guess it could be holdover, but I'm not that impressed with it. Let's just go to the dupe here. It may seem weird, but I think it's fine. A plus 30. Yeah, plus 30 and a 10 in piercing. I mean, I had to take this Abandoned Umbra in order to get this, right? So that's pretty okay. It allows me to get these shards. Infusion-wise, I mean, this is just going to be Trained Steward and Trained Steward, I think. We'll get that one out of the way real fast. We'll take this. Maybe it's Dante, I don't know. It's not. I could trade Pyre Health for Artifact, or trade money for Artifact. This is weird because with rationing scales, every Pyre Health is worth $3. So 5 pyre health is 15 gold. So it's cheaper to spend... Yeah, okay, so it's cheaper to spend health here than it is to spend gold here. Got it. Yo, Waxer Snuffer. Alright, we're cooking. Cool, alright, and with that cooking, I am much more inclined to dupe for 15 here. That's not what I was expecting, but we'll take it. Dupe for the self-infused entombed explosive, and we move on. This feels like this could actually maybe win from this position, potentially pre-relentlessly on the boss. Now, unfortunately, I did not think to take votive key, so, you know, there we go. Failing again, I suppose, but man, that's a scary bottom floor. Penumbra is just gonna die. And, you know, that's probably fine. Hold up, though. I can put the morsel on the floor to feed my guy still, which is kind of funny, but accurate and good. Well, we kept Penumbra alive somehow. Sure. Okay, bomb goes middle, I think. Ooh, actually... I could fish, right? I could bomb, self-ping it upstairs, and then reform. That just seems very inefficient. We'll play it middle instead, and that will be better, I suspect. And I'm going to blast a 14 damage guy downstairs. We'll take our morsels here. I will play the engine upgrade so that I can perils, right? Reform, morsel, burn out one man, and he at least attacks, and that'll have to do. Okay. Reform, we're looking for... Yeah, I was going to say we're looking for one guy in particular, but we don't see him, and that is going to have to be okay, I suppose. Penumbra could maybe live. It is possible for him to live. He could take, like, 2-2, and then the bomb goes off, and then this guy takes most of this, but Penumbra still passes away because of the sweeping 8 here. So I don't really see how we can... If I play 3 damage shield on him, he lives, right? One hit, one hit, one hit, he lives no matter what, and he gets... His lifesteal never triggers because this thing has bloody damage shield, but... Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate, okay. I think we have to play 3 damage shield on him. How important is it for him to live? Is like maybe something I should be considering here as well. Like, how much do I care, actually? I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, we do get the double bomb here. I'm going to go ahead and put the magma morsel upstairs for this kill. Double bomb clears middle, which I think is pretty darn important. And then I can take 1-2. I can actually just put the damage shield guy down bottom, and he dies, and that will have to be okay. Sweep on middle, we got to put these morsels up top. There's no way. Bottom floor, he doesn't really do anything. Fine. A lot of floors getting cleared, though. Thank you, bombs. Extremely cool. I don't think we're ever hoping to pre-relentless here from this point. I can put the damage... I can put this guy down upstairs, and he swings pretty heartily. Play this guy middle. Toss him a Wicklash. Put the Antumbra morsel downstairs. Give it perils so it actually pops the damage shield properly. Now, I think we do want a morsel upstairs. Play it this way, we do 20 damage if we play it out like this. It'll have to do. Now, we are struggling just a little bit on how do I actually win this run, right? A double bomb downstairs does push tons of damage, right? This man is getting absolutely pummeled is part of the challenge. So you can put this in front, give him a morsel, and then toss a damage shield at him, and he maybe pushes, what, 3 rounds because there's no lifesteal here? He's really not as strong as like just putting a train steward down here, which is real bummer, right? Yeah, I mean, this pushes like 245, then we can do this angle, and then we can simply give him damage shield. He comes close, but he doesn't get it, right? Okay. We can do maybe better, I think. What a weird run. This is an annoying run because it's just a bunch of stuff that are it's very strange, right? Like, the Paraffin Enforcer I don't actually think I need anymore. I think we can just remove him, but I also need to respect the fact that I need to take 4 infusions on this run, so... What if... I think I'm actually just going to have Cleanup Crew Penumbra, right? And we're going to go Paraffin Enforcer middle, and I'm going to drip this bomb. And then we're just going to buff Paraffin Enforcer for the time being. And I think that's going to have to be it, in my opinion. Put the morsel upstairs. The Exploding Friend on... We could do like 200 damage here too. Yeah, we could push just like 200 and something damage here, which is pretty good. I'm going to pop a man on middle. I like that. He punches. We can get another one killed here. That's good. I'm going to take the engine upgrade downstairs. I'm going to go ahead and buff my numbers on... Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the damage in the back. This actually pops the damage shield on the friend in the back here, which is pretty good. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I'm not guaranteed the reforms I want, but that'll have to be okay. I'm going to clear mid-floor out, essentially, here, which I appreciate. We go double steward middle, and I think we should come out pretty close to on top here. Yep, we're good. Take the other morsel. We're feeding upstairs. Damage shield can just go middle, I guess. It's fine. Should be okay. We're clearing the floor out now, which is good. Big explosive here. Clears majority of this. I mean, this looks better overall, right? He swings, I guess. I can save. He doesn't actually live. That's a bummer. Ah, yes, I see. He dies by exact, like, 1 damage off. That's fine. It's fine. Go ahead and do a double reform here. These are the correct plays. We definitely want to put the explosive upstairs. I think that's really good. We come close to getting a pretty sick kill here, but alas, we do not get it. I wonder if there's any way we could get a pre-relentless here. I don't think so, right? Yeah, I don't think so, if I'm being honest with you. Pushing numbers... Ah, sweep. I'm a fool. I am a fool, in fact. I would sure like my floor not to pass. I want to, like, not leave too much garbage in the pool, right? Part of the issue I'm facing here. Now, can I win on bottom floor is the real question. I sure can, actually. We win on bottom floor just because of the explosive here. So this actually works out pretty well. We did a pretty decent job. We might have been able to find the pull here. I actually think a pre-relentless on Daedalus is super possible if we don't do stupid stuff like... If we take the votive key, for instance. Votive key on this Entombed Explosive is pretty nonsense powerful. I think that's one that we would have taken if I hadn't considered the Abandoned Antumbra, right? Damage Shield Morsel instead. But... it is what it is. Now here the right choice is to farm deaths for money. So, right, like just farm my guys getting shot, pretty much. And we simply press end turn. We earn some cash out of it, and then he kills himself, and that's great. Okay, we're at least coming up positive here. I'll take it. Wax and Spike. How important is this? Honestly, I might just be able to win this run strictly off the back of these Entombed Explosives. So I may just be duping this guy a whole bunch. And that would be pretty cool if I find an Endless Great. I mean, I should take the Wax and Spike, maybe. Shroud Mitosis is a possible choice. Shroud Mitosis is guaranteed to always find value. I'll grab it. I think I can see value in that. Lady of the House, Morsel Master, Wickless Tycoon. Tycoon would not be terrible, but I think I'm going to take the Lady here so that hopefully my Paraffin Enforcer actually contributes somehow. And I'm going to go card draw on this. Not space, not yet. I think we're going to the right. I want to see Merchant of Steel upgrades that I can actually use. Shadow Siege. Shadow Siege. Is he a better infusion for a trained steward? I'm thinking about it. I'm like, 4 space, my guy. And then he hits for 120. Like, the dude is a truck. Sure, actually. Strange, but true. Exploding Candle is a great tool for these damage shields. We should take this. It's not Resin Block, I don't think, here. It's Exploding Candle. Endless is fantastic. I'm just putting it on an Entombed Explosive. Great work, go team. I'll spin this. We see a multi-strike, which is also nice. Now, I think if I'm being honest with you, I don't think it's Paraffin Enforcer. It might be, maybe, but I don't know. It might be. I'm just thinking, if I put this on a Train Steward, which I then put Shadow Siege into, he's really strong, isn't he? He hits 3 times for, what is that, plus 60 damage? He hits 210 damage out the gate? That just ramps faster, right? Train Steward Shadow Siege? That's absolutely outrageous that I'm considering this, but yeah, I mean, this rips, right? Dude absolutely crushes it. Okay, sure. Is it ever the Magic Shop coming up? I don't think so. I think it's the Steel Shop again. We'll hold out possibly for another... Hold out possibly for the other... What's it called? Multi-strike. Then we have a quad-hitting Shadow Siege buddy, which is extremely funny. I'm going to go ahead and remove some stuff here. I think we can cut Shade Splitters. I'm pretty much over Penumbra, I think. Monstrous. Monstrous is not a bad switch here. I'll take it. I think that's an acceptable switch for the trample. Now, I do think we want to cut cards, but what is the question? It could be this one Train Steward, but he's not terrible, right? I don't hate him. I can actually cut another Train Steward, right? Because think about your infusions here. They're all coming up. We have to hold off for them for a while. The Train Steward with Shadow Siege is the next one. Mostly because Shadow Siege is basically unplayable for our whole run right now. So, and I can just hold on to the Paraffin Enforcer Lady for later. When's that lineup on the dupes? Nothing for the next 2 rings. Then we have a removal dupe on ring 7, which we go to and we make another copy of Mega Steward, which seems good. Yeah, okay. So the cut here is kind of a weird one. I don't actually think we want our Shade Splitters. Gorge Penumbra is backup, but more than anything, I think he's actually extremely slow. So, compared to what else we're doing. So let's drop the Shade Splitters here. Yes. But keep some of our money because I want to make sure I can use it for Golden Vault. And then we walk from here. This should be pretty strong. I can take this, right? Aggressive Amulet should be fine. Okay, I think we have a pretty interestingly strong line here. Cool. I mean, we just straight up play Entombed Explosive Man downstairs, doing great work. We'll play Morsel up top with Penumbra. He's backup, right? He's entirely backup. True. Pop the... just disable this thing downstairs. Fine. Great work. Cool. Incredible news. We play Entombed Explosive downstairs. I'm going to go ahead and pop the guy on middle. Although actually, Train Steward gets this, doesn't he? Sure does. Great work. Pop the guy downstairs then. Cool. Seems good to me. Play a bunch of morsels downstairs. We're not even going to play out the Enforcer. It's fine. Alright. Bomb is doing fantastic work. We love Bomb. I'm going to put Big Steward down here. Big Steward has 3 hits, is why he's important. Put the other Entombed Explosive in the pool. Play out the other Train Steward here. Okay. Alright. So we get Huge Blaster down here. Does huge work. I'm going to go ahead and... we're going to fish for a Shade Splitter that maybe is better. We don't see one, and that's okay. I think the play is Rubble Morsel is also going to go downstairs. I think the angle is I'm going to be... it's kind of weird, but I think I'm going... am I going to buff the Train Steward? I don't think so, right? I don't think so, no. What's the reform pool look like? Pretty decent. You can get something shot or reform it. I think I'm just going to press Shroud Mitosis here. Excuse me. Goodness, needed some water on that one. My voice suddenly started dying. I think I'm just pressing Shroud Mitosis and nothing else. None of this really matters. Okay. Our goal is to hype up Bottom Floor Man. So we're going to still get Morsel Man, the other guy's shot here, which is good. Yes. But then we Shroud Mitosis the guy in the back just to buff this man in the front. That should be strong. I could also drop down other Steward, which is pretty cool, right? Yeah, I'm going to put him on the floor. Great. Cool. Seems good. Alright, now, this might not look good until we put down the bomb. I'm actually really surprised this doesn't kill on bottom floor, but I guess it's these guys in the back that are doing it to me, right? I wonder if we would have had better luck simply not putting this other Steward down and playing the other explosive here. It's hard to say, right? It's hard to say because the damage shield on the guy in front is the reason why we're getting so many rounds. Do we just accept this, maybe? Maybe so. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not sure. I think maybe so. Let's just let it ride, right? Yeah, I don't know. Then you play the other bomb here. We win the combat. Is this good enough? There might be a way of doing better, but also there's a part of me that's a little tired of re-rolling every combat trying to fish for beneficial damage shields. So, like, what is the better potential play here, right? What does better on this one? I can get Shadow Siege in play, maybe. I can't ever make space for him, so that's not happening. I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to think of how you could play that out. Just draw better, draw the Antumbra Assault and pop one of these backlines. Gets us that for free, which is true. But no, I think if we play both of the what's it called? Both of the bombs, we get it because they have burnout, which means that the two of them dying does guarantee via Exploding Candle that we clear it out. So I think that is the right choice. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think we're just going to basically play it the exact same way, but approach this from the perspective of how do I actually kill big scary bad guy, which is honestly pretty straightforward, I think. We're just not going to drop that man down. I could burn these Prismal Dusts, and I actually will. They improve the redraws, and we never really use them, so it's fine. Now, having a guy on this floor is pretty good, so I think we're going to do that. And I am going to put this other friend in the pool. We're going to put this other steward down to improve redraws. Okay, first things first, definitely blast bottom floor, get a reform out. We see our other friend here. Now, this is an interesting one because I can drop him in. Then we go downstairs. And then I Shroud Mitosis that, and that's fine, I think. Sure is. This seems decent to me. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to reform. Okay, we got the bomb here, which is pretty important. I'm going to play it middle so it shuffles forward. I'm going to pull out the lady here. And then put down a rubble morsel. Okay, then alright, so we already kind of have this, right? Simply draw better is certainly an option. We actually just win if I pop in front, which is going to have to be acceptable, I think. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, I'm not going to mess with it. We get the bottom floor. It works out. Yeah, that Exploding Candle does a lot of work there. Yeah, great. Alright, sure, we found it. You ever Void Binding here? I don't think it's Ember Cache. We already skipped the Trader's Quill. Is it ever Void Binding and we go look for magic shops on the holdover, possibly? It's not bad. It's a little slower, I suppose, than just blowing up the world, but it's not bad. I'm going to this steel shop, though, because removals, maybe another multi-strike. I think we don't take this. I'm going to skip that, yeah. Crushing Demise is pretty good, although, I mean, actually, we have an infinite Votivary, right? No, we don't. We self-infused the explosive. If you had... Oh, I mean, this run has an infinite on it already. Waxer Snuffer, Votivary, I just put the... You save an explosive for Votivary, and then you make two of them, we get an 80k plus score on this run. Yeah, I mean, unfortunate. She's not bad to take anyway, right? Think about it this way. I can take her, she draws positively. I have no other payout for an infinite right now is the big downside, right? Maybe I draw into one. I don't know. She's worth taking anyway, so we're going left. I already talked about it. Taking everything. It's fine. Give me a multi-strike, maybe. No, burnout 1. I'm going to put that on Votivary because this means that now she will pop. She always dies, but also she will also trigger the candle, which is great. We'll just go ahead and put that down first. Large stone, absolutely not. Reroll this. We see a quick. I'll take a quick triple hitting train steward with a Shadow Siege infusion. That seems mighty good enough to me. Cool, great. Fantastic. Removals here are going to become Shade Splitter for sure. Goodbye, friend. I need a bunch of crap for infusing. Unfortunately, I can drop the self-infused steward. I actually think primitive molds are pretty good with the fact that one of these entombed explosives is not an endless target. So I'm just going to burn the self-infused steward. Now, the good steward gets Shadow Siege. Lady of the House gets Paraffin Enforcer. I don't actually need either of these stewards then. That's true. So I should actually clean out the other steward here, right? 1 infusion, 2 infusions. Sure, he's just kind of getting in the way, and that's fine. Get rid of this guy. Okay. Alright, we're going to camp on our money from here. I'm feeling decent about it. All this money does directly translate to survivability. Ancient Hate. The only thing that does Ancient Hate payouts is what? The thing that's already doing piercing damage. I do need to take something else that has magic power, by the way, for anyone keeping track, so keep that in mind, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and hit that Shroud Mitosis upstairs. It's good to do. Save 12, I suppose, on the floor. Fair enough. Votivary is doing some high-value work. Orsol, sure. Votivary downstairs is valuable. I could play the Shadow Siege if only I could play the Shadow Siege. That's okay. I can't play the Shadow Siege. Top floor is fine. He's going to trample this whole floor thanks to Votivary clearing out everything else here. So that's good. Play this the way we want to play this pretty much. Votivary can take the perils. It's all good. Which lets us play out a ridiculous Prismal Dust, which I really appreciate. Seems okay. I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. I should be getting dollars. I'm looking at that collector like, yeah, Penumbra's got it, right? Whoops, no, he doesn't. He doesn't got it. Damage shield means that he doesn't got it. So play it again the normal way, nothing fancy. Hit the Shroud Mitosis, same business. Save 12 health. Alright, great job. Okay. Turn 2 looks the same. The only difference is I have to remember that I need to play the perils upstairs for one of them. Great job. Look at that. We did it. Fantastic. Amazing. We get the collector and the whole rest of the turns are the fine. Fantastic work. Now, I do need to find my areas. I was going to say I need to find a bomb for this mid-floor or we're going to have a struggle. But we do, and it's great. Does excellent work. Votivary can honestly still chill downstairs in middle, and we put another bomb down here. Yeah, this is going to be strange. We put the bomb downstairs. I'm actually going to blow up my own Paraffin Enforcer here to get the Train Steward in. Then we put morsel stuff on other floors. I don't want to cloud the pool, so let's chill on these morsels, I suppose. Fine. Okay. Alright, now a bomb bottom floor. Unfortunately, this man, I think, is basically killing himself on spikes, unfortunately. So that's just sort of what we're dealing with here. I think we are going to go Rebel Morsel upstairs into a Shroud Mitosis. Buff downstairs, I suppose. Sure. Do a bunch of damage. I'm going to reform something here. Put the Paraffin Enforcer middle. He clears it out. Seems decent. I can maybe save a little bit of health. I mean, I do take Ember Drain for it, which is a bit of a bummer, but I have like 1,000,000,000 Ember from the other floor, so it's not too terrible, right? I think we offset it decently. We do. Now, unfortunately, brother does burn out, so that is a shame, but fine. Votivary's doing a lot of work. Upstairs is fine. I want a primitive mold back. The Enforcer. What else is in here? The other bomb. The other bomb definitely needs to be on the bottom floor. That's for sure. I'll put the man in. Sure. Get in there, champ. Alright. Okay, now I do need to win this combat. So how are we winning this combat? First, do 1,000,000,000 damage. Great work. Shoot the man in the front. Great work. Okay. I do no damage on bottom floor. Great job, in fact. We have actually succeeded at absolutely nothing, perhaps. Okay, well... I could have actually drawn into it if I'd shot my own Votavary, huh? Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, huh? Well, obviously winning upstairs. I mean, I win mid-floor, I think, pretty confidently. Can I get the bottom floor? It's getting increasingly more difficult to bottom floor kill here, which is a bit of a bummer. I could maybe do it if I could get my train steward back. Unfortunately, I made him burn out, which was a mistake. So I think... Let's continue here. I think we can make this work. I'm going to give it one try. This is kind of the thing that you immediately suffer from in some of these instances is just... The runs are weird. The combats don't make a lot of sense. So it's like, well, I don't know. Alright, remember, friend. Alright, we killed a collector. Congratulations. Votavary doing good work. I'm not going to put the Paraffin Enforcer downstairs. I actually think that's wrong. So I think we just buff the Perils up top. Put the Wicklash down. And then drop 11 damage shield on her, and that should be acceptable, right? Seems fine. Top floor clears out thanks largely to Penumbra Trample. Now, mid floor is looking a little weird because... Yeah, that is strange, huh? Well, we clear it out. I'm not terribly upset about it, so that should be fine. I can pop one of the fellas downstairs here. Yeah, that seems good. Is this the time to put the train steward down? Maybe? He hits himself out on these. The quick is not great with the spikes, but it's hard to say. I'm going to play the morsels at least just so I don't redraw them, but it is kind of a weird situation. Okay, we get one more round here. This is the challenging one, right? Where the question is basically, how do I not get him to kill himself? And it's tricky, right? What is the answer here? The answer is possibly he only deals 6 damage to himself. I can save it with Jeweler on Mitosis here, right? Which is actually true. Jeweler on Mitosis does get it done. Let's take the Reform because I know who this is. Now this guy, it isn't enough for him to go down, right? That's true. The only way this works, I think, with my current setup is Jeweler Mitosis to protect him. I think that's actually the only thing that gets that kill. And then I want to put the other guy in the pool here. He clears the floor out. I do want other fellow getting the burnout here. 14, 4, 2. I can just play Votivary up top and she burns out and that's fine. Yes, this should be good. Do I need to reform anything? No, I think we just kind of hang out here and we're okay with it. Right, because they attack, it's fine. He then eats. This works out because now I can go... They flip again, which is not ideal, but I can do... Excavator downstairs, right? I could drip something else in if I wanted to. I'm definitely bombing mid-floor. That's easy. Definitely, for sure, for sure. I think we can actually also put Votivary mid-floor and we kill another guy. Great. So mid-floor is clear. It's fine. I can start buffing here, which is not a terrible idea, but I don't have a lot in the way of Ember Generator for next turn. Who's dead? Only the explosive is dead. This is actually ideal, right? Let's put the excavator downstairs. I think that's correct. I do want to perils here. The perils has a lot of value because whoever ends up in front can get some damage shield. So I will just drop, I think, the Wicklash and 6 damage shield here, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Decent, okay. Now, it's definitely Bomb. Bomb does great work. Now, I could self-ping to get the other bomb in, which is probably stronger. I think so. If I blast here and then play other bomb, I think we push bigger numbers here, and then we could also get Votivary in, and it's a decent play, I think. It's just going to take 2 turns. I don't see... I think we did this as ideally as possible, and we're still just going to take 2 turns on Harpy. I don't see how we managed to pull this off otherwise. So, yeah, I mean, we have it, right? It's over. Great job. At this point, though, you still do want to, like... You want to try to get as many of your own dudes shot as possible here. So this actually works out really well, right? It's kind of funny. But this is actually a pretty good floor because we earn a lot of money from it. And then they blow up and it's over. Alright, so we get out. I think we're just going to have to accept the 10% loss on that combat. How we played this run doesn't seem like we're going to make it better. I'm going to go ahead and take Trample Stone, and it's not for Penumbra. It is actually for Big Stu. Memories of the Melted, Formless Child. Formless Child's not bad, but I don't think he's the pick here, right? I mean, because you could Extinguish and he gets plus 40 now, which is pretty killer, but it's a little slower than I care about. I'm going to take a Wicked Blaze, maybe? Probably not. No, I'm going to skip it, actually. It's fine. Okay, moving on. I do wish for... I already have the Waxer Snuffer. Magic Shop would not be a bad pick. Make some things more accessible. It's fine. Nexus Spike would be a ridiculous high roll here because we actually took Shroud Mitosis unironically. The Trinket Shop is fine, but I already have the best trinket I could find is the thing. So there's maybe good stuff, but I'm going to go to the Magic Shop instead. I think that's better, in my opinion. Alright, see what we roll. Hell's Banners is pretty much always good, but Cleansing Water can defeat the damage shield, which I think is well worth it. Yeah. Infusion, finally we get this. Finally. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make Prismal Dust -2. This is definitely the Shadow Siege Infusion angle. Look at this lad. Look at this guy. Look how beefy he is. This man is doing 210 baseline damage. He's great. I'm going to put a -2 into the Prismal Dust here, I think. Yeah, that seems good. Maybe I can get sketches or something. I don't know, honestly. The intrinsic is going somewhere. I don't know where yet. We get a holdover for the perils, which is a really good pickup. I'm going to go ahead and take that. -1s belong in pretty much anything I intend to play a bunch. So Dripfall, I think, is fine here. And then no magic power slots. Double stack. This damage shield is almost certainly going to be hyper relevant at some point. We should definitely double stack the Prismal Dust. I'm going to put a -1 into... Am I going to do that? Trying to think about if there's things I want to remove instead. Wicklash is not the direction for this run. I'm going to go to a removal dupe next. We could save our money here, right? Yeah, okay. We're going to a removal dupe next. So we should be fine. Yeah, it's fine. Engine upgrade is no longer relevant because I have perils. So let's intrinsic, what, the Shroud Mitosis for turn 1 shenanigans? Sure, honestly, fine. Did I already take that -1? I did not. Alright, let's give that to Shroud Mitosis here. There you go. He's free. Great. Well worth it. We'll move ahead now. I think it's fine. We should crush Arceus. We get some cash back from the scales there. All good. I think we should bottom floor him. I think so. I think Train Steward is much stronger than Penumbra. Changed my mind, right? I'm over here just like, well, I'm going to go ahead and ignore that possibility. I'm going to drop in the back. I don't think there is a damage shield that I need here, but it's not bad to have one. I'm going to chill on that. We'll be able to generate more Ember later. It's fine. Okay, we're looking for a bomb. Ah, she's too large, in fact. Well, here's Shadow Siege, troopers. Bring down the king. Here's a Trample Stone. Cool. Good. He just obliterates everything. Fantastic news. Wonderful. Incredible. We just buff here. It's fine. We blow up bottom floor. It's also fine. Seems good. Votavary, I think, can chill downstairs too. Also fine. And what? What do I do? What is my plan now? Well, I don't know. I don't even really care about engine upgrade. I'm going to remove it, I think. Am I going to take space? Maybe. I might take space. I don't have a lot of it. I'm going to be removing a lot of units, though. Maybe I see sketches. Maybe I should have gone to that trinket shop to look for sketches of salvation. Now, there's an angle, right? There's an angle. I'm just going to not play these cards. I think we're okay. We clear bottom. Bottom does fine. And then, yeah, this guy is just going to pummel some absolutely massive numbers here into the boss. We're going to play a bomb downstairs. Sure. Seems good. Great work. This is an interesting one because I actually would drip Steward here. But the unfortunate thing is I kind of want to push this 327 onto him. So I'm just going to shoot the boss, I guess. And then reform the other bomb, I guess. 8-5. Put him in front here. I'm going to actually drop... I don't know who I want to drop. No one? Maybe? I don't know. We'll just let it ride. It's fine. Push 300 something through. Bottom floor is cleared. Great. Okay. Fine. Give me that Perils of Production. Let's go. Alright, I'm not going to play upstairs. We're going to go ahead and go Shroud Mitosis mid-floor. Fantastic. We're just basically blowing up everything. Great work. Here's 10 damage shield for the lad. Incredible. Everything bottom floor blows up. Fantastic. Now this would be the turn to Dripfall, but unfortunately we didn't roll into it, which is a bummer. I am taking the curses here, but I'm not afraid of them, so it's fine, I think. What is else in this pool? The lady of the house? Sure, sure. Hey, that pushes 200 damage through. That's pretty good. We're going to let that chill. There's a lot of trash in this deck that I'm just not playing right now. Oh no, curses. Whatever will I do? I will play Perils of Production. Off floor, so I don't ruin it. 1, 2, wait for it. Off floor 3, we don't take damage. Great job. I do push like 500 damage here. I get a drip fall coming up, which is pretty glorious, right? I think. What is in the pool? Ah, yes, the man. He shall go and hang out downstairs. Great. We went on bottom floor. There might have been a world I got a top floor kill here, but it was not this one. We just dropped the man in and we have the W. Yeah. Seems good to me. Alright. I think that's about as good as we're going to hope for on this one. I don't see the alternative, but we get the bottom floor at least, which is something. Shroud Spike. You could do some silly stuff here. I'm going to take the Blazing Bolts because we do have another shop coming up, and I need to be able to take 30 and 10 in piercings, so we'll take that. I can probably play those. Is it actually space? The weird thing is, as soon as I finally remove, say, I'm going to remove Lady, Paraffin Enforcer, Engine Upgrade, and Wicklash. Those 4 cards need to go now over the next 2 floors. So with those removals in mind, do I actually struggle with space? Not really. No, not really. I think it is card draw then. Sure, double draw it is, I think. Yeah, fine. All right, cool. All right, we're going left, 100%, 10 times out of 10. Take everything here. We're going to go ahead and upgrade, I guess, Glutton 2, may as well. He's kind of just getting tossed, but it's fine. The worst cards here are actually Engine Upgrade. Well, yeah, Engine Upgrade, completely dead to me. I don't want to give up that space. And Wicklash. Now, I'm going to keep... I keep, of course, the 2 units because I must infuse them on ring 8. But we're basically not playing them. This dupe is 100% going into a Shadow Steward, which is honestly my favorite part of this run. That's really just cool, I think. Yeah, he pops out. Good job. Welcome to the team, bud. Bringing back Train Stewards. We're blowing up. We're going to try to get over 2,000 gold for the score purposes. Actually, is it 2,000 or 2.5? I think it's 2,000. It's a really rough bottom floor, isn't it? I'm going to be dripping for the curse avoidance here, I think. Play this top floor. Shroud Mitosis here. I will go to very down below. Don't want to play either of these units. Alright, fair enough. Okay, we get a bomb middle, which is fantastic. I'm going to blow that floor up. Wonderful. I'm going to play Big Stu downstairs. He's great. We love Big Stu. He's doing fantastic work. Morsel can go... I'm actually going to put Votivary downstairs, I think, is the right play. I'm going to pop the guy in the back there. This gets rid of all curses, which is great, right? Which is fantastic. And I'm going to put down 12 damage shield downstairs. And this... Oh man, I missed the stupid collector again. I keep forgetting it gets damage shield even though I told you about it. Ugh. Continue. I had this whole thing planned out and I put all the perils downstairs. Someone definitely called attention to that. It was just like, hey bud, don't forget. Hey bud, don't forget. And then look who forgot. Whoops. Alright, we're not playing any of that trash. Okay, fine. Okay, put the morsel upstairs. Put the perils on him. Look at that. We did the first step of the run. We bomb middle. We nuke bottom floor. Big Stew arrives. Votivary down. Okay, now we have it. Big damage shield. Okay, we did it. I'm going to put one morsel mid-floor. Because it is the more... Oh, he dies, actually. Hold up. That's not great. 9 and then 12. Okay, that's actually fair. I'm going to put one morsel mid-floor. The main reason for this is I want to feed the guy next turn, right? Because we're going to draw into other Humongo Steward here, who immediately comes down and starts clobbering. He's in clobbering town territory. Cool. Top floor, he's actually doing great. So... I have some options here. We're going to buff downstairs. This is the starter. I'm going to blast the guy in the back on bottom. He needs to go. I can just play the magma morsel upstairs and we actually get this kill pretty cleanly, which is great. I do want the bomb downstairs. Also great. These morsels are suboptimal, if I'm being honest with you. I'm also going to play Blazing Bolts here just to begin that process. Maybe it should have been space, huh? I don't know. A little bit tricky to say. Where's my drip fault? Dang, buddy. Come on. Alright. Bottom floor. Fine. We're going to put the trample stone on him, I think. We're going to bomb downstairs. It should clear the floor. Morsel up top. Everything else comes out, looking decent. Alright, sure. We're going to drop our other lad downstairs now. Yeah, so here's the deal. We buff, we buff. I'm going to go ahead and put down the bomb. And I'm going to drip in the other lad here, right? Yeah. He's now on the floor. We're going to go upstairs. Here's the Shroud Mitosis. Votivary can eat it. I don't care. It's fine. And we should cruise pretty much, right? We just bomb mid-floor. It's fine. We play out a bunch of this stuff. I do upgrade the Blazing Bolts. It's good. Morsel can go chill upstairs. These guys are eventually getting removed. Fine. Cool, actually. Great. We easy win downstairs. Yeah, this is an easy crush with basically no effort required because of our gigantic, crazy lads. Now, I am going to try to farm as much money as I physically can. And the way I think we do this is by killing our own unit. Right? It's true. And then, what? Can I drip in a lady of the house downstairs and maybe get her killed from... Yeah, she dies from the burnout. I was like, I think that works out. So, fantastic. Okay, that's good enough. We get 15 more gold here, thanks to this. Cool. Okay, we pick up 400 here, which is another nice chunk. Crucible Extension, I mean, I hate this card, but I actually think it could be neat. I am dripping together a floor. It's a little slow for me, isn't it? That's a lot of slow, actually. It's very slow. Yeah, that's not ideal, right? I don't think that's the way we want to go here. Alright, yeah, we skip this. Now, the only thing we're going to really have to worry about, and kind of like on Divinity, my ideal case would be playing the Steward's middle and playing one top floor and dripping him in. We'll also put Penumbra on the same floor with whatever stat block he has. I think we just skip here. This is fine. Resin removal is probably worth it. I think it's probably worth it. We already have our Blazing Bolts if I have Tendon Piercings and stuff. Alright, Resin Removal, yeah. That's a strong one. We're going to chase the dupe, of course. This also gets us some cash, of course. We do see a Tendon Piercing, so Blazing Bolts gets an upgrade. Neat. -2. I mean, at this point, you might as well put that into the Blazing Bolts, right? Make this card a little more playable. It's actually decent, right? 40 by 4 with Piercing is solid. Okay, sure. Let's do the Infusion. I'm not going to mess around with putting something in Votavary here. It's fine. It's fine. You're never getting this upgrade anyway, even if you showed me like a multi-strike here. I'm just not investing in that. Now, Mold Braces, Mark of an Exile. Mold Braces does provide a lot of stats, I guess. I'm going to re-roll this. There could be something sick here. Forever Flame? It's not bad. Is it worth 220 points? I don't think so. Don't think so, no. I'm going to go ahead and take the Entombed Explosive here. I think it's good. Is it worth it to remove Paraffin Enforcer here? I think it actually is. He is going to be fairly annoying, I think. Yeah, I'll take that removal. That, I think, is worth it. Now, because I think that can speed us up and potentially get us a faster kill. I'm going to go ahead and dupe the Entombed Explosive, for sure. We're at pretty much the max shards I think we can reach, 295. We're at 1495 gold, which is pretty solid, and I'm just going to walk on from here. We're going to move up to 1555 gold. It's a lot of points that we're sitting on. It's going to be difficult to earn more, but you never know. I think the angle is Train Steward. He doesn't even trample. Look at this man. He's so weak at Covenant 1. What? Let's go Train Steward. I don't actually think. Can we pre-relentless him? 3,000 health? Probably not. So maybe we play the Train Steward bottom then. We what, drip him off the floor maybe? Seems respectable. I'll take the Trample Stone downstairs. We'll hold on to the damage shield. Okay, so now we cook, right? Now we cook and we see what we can pull off. This is a very good resin removal turn. I'm just going to play that. It pushes some numbers. It's a decent Blazing Bolts turn as well. Yeah, we'll play the Blazing Bolts out. I'll put the Entombed Explosive down. Morsel goes upstairs. I'll keep getting my guy shot. I think that's correct. Put 4 damage shield downstairs. That's a decent turn. 451 pushed through. I like that. My goal here now is I would very much like to double bomb middle, but I think we can't. Okay, first thought is that I probably can get away with self-pinging Votavary out bottom floor. It looks weird, but it clears the floor, which I quite appreciate. I can then Shadow Siege man middle and drip him in, except my plan of attack is I need to push numbers, so I do this, then I drip upstairs. This will bounce him between the 2 floors here, which is great. I'm going to double sack my top floor. The nice thing is I can feed these morsels into the Entombed Explosive, right? So this looks pretty decent to me. Ah, bummer. He went upstairs. Alright, well, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. That's a shame, I think. I am actually going to just punish him for it by putting double bombs up top, right? That seems decent. And then I can Jeweler downstairs and Shroud Mitosis that and take the resin removal play. And we'll just let Votavary also burn out upstairs, and that will be pretty decent. I'm actually going to go ahead and reform the other lad here so the whole floor collapses. That's a lot of gold and also just generally a lot of value. He has to go middle now. Start with the blazing bolts. Good start. Buff here. Great. Okay. Put a man down that gets shot. Good. Great. Votivary, other person upstairs. Sure, have some damage shield. None of this matters. This resin removal, I'll then give this man 10 damage shield. Alright, we're winning downstairs. It's a weird floor. Where are you going, bud? Okay, he went top floor. I could drip him down for a decent chunk. But I think the first order of business is always going to be do 1 billion damage to him. Right? Now I can push to, what is this, 205 to him here and then drop him into 300. I come close here. That's wild. I come close. I think I am going to shoot him. I'm going to play then the Votivary up here. I'm going to continue buffing downstairs. We're going to go ahead and minor into the mitosis here. I'm going to shoot him upstairs, and then I drip him into 300 damage, which is superior. And I think we chill, right? Yeah, I think so. And now he goes upstairs. We actually do get the kill on this turn, fortunately. So, great. We managed to get a pre-relentless here, then. I think if I put Votivary in front, we get 2 kills. Great. 2 deaths is good. I don't think I can ever get the deaths downstairs, even if I try. So, because he dies upstairs first? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We get a pre-relentless on him. It will have to do. Okay, we can push other numbers here. We managed to avoid taking any damage, which is fantastic. I mean, obviously, we have so much money in Golden Vault, it's kind of not a big deal anyway, but fine. Okay, how does this look with this order? I kind of want to play the Train Steward crew mid-floor here, and then I can bomb downstairs, which I really appreciate. I'm going to go ahead and Magma Morsel middle, and then send that on the Shroud Mitosis group. Penumbra is not important, right? 6620, he can just die here, and I don't really care about it. He doesn't help in any meaningful way. True. Okay, yeah, he does not help. Our goal here is to essentially blast with whatever we can do that pushes big numbers. Trample Stone is huge here. We play the big bomb downstairs. I'm going to go ahead and put Votivary in front here because it pops the damage shield. I can also just pop one of these guys on middle, and that's cool, but I'm going to pop the bottom floor guy instead. Here's this. We reform. It doesn't matter, really. Bomb can just go, what, chill somewhere? Cool, he can go chill somewhere. Great job. And then Penumbra can go chill somewhere and die, and that's also fine. We're just going to sacrifice a lot in the way of units here. I think we pretty confidently win the combat. The challenge is more so, how do you win the combat fast? Alright, second Shadow Siege goes upstairs. Important. The Blazing Bolts downstairs, I think, is going to connect in a good way. We're going to go ahead and double blast here. Lead with the Votivary for the damage shield clear. Morsel middle. I actually think there's a lot of value in this resin removal as well. It's fine, okay. It's a lot of incoming damage, big fan of that. Okay, mid-floor, we're still afloat. Let's go ahead, play the perils, it's important. Great. I'm going to drip in the guy upstairs. This is an important one. Now, I can ping middle, it doesn't really matter. Our entire purpose is how do I blast these mini-bosses consistently enough. I actually think this is a great opportunity for 8 damage shield here. I'm just going to go ahead and play that, and we're going to pretend that is enough here to hold out for a while. Rubble Morsel, I'm just going to clone him for a whole bunch of money upstairs. Our goal is to basically convert this into as much cash as we reasonably can achieve. Continue with the perils of production. Clearing mid-floor out is good. Bomb, bomb, great. Votivary in front, great. Blazing Bolts does a huge amount of work here. Cool. Here is 2 damage shield, great. Jeweler upstairs, great. Okay, we managed to clear this whole setup out. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and continue buffing on mid-floor. I'm going to drop the resin removal here because this improves my next turns. We drip middle, right? And then our bottom floor is essentially the same plan, right? Votivary in front should clear everything. I am, however, going to shoot one of these guys simply because it lets us make more money upstairs, which I really appreciate. Great. Tons of cash. Mid-floor is holding out to the best of its ability, I think. I think we're reasonably confident we're winning the Relentless game, right? I have very little doubts that we crush that. The biggest challenge is, and as it ever was, I suppose, is going to be simply pushing numbers through on the enemies, right? Just simply, I need to shoot the bad guys and kill them. Who's in front next turn? Trample guy's in front next turn. Great. So I can do this shot here, and that's fine. And I'll go ahead and Blazing Bolts on this floor, because it'll be efficiently applied. Good. We'll do big reforms here. I'm just expecting these to mostly be money farmers here, and that will have to be okay. Our damage is not fantastic, but it is enough to clear out a lot of stuff, which is good. Yep, top floor, mid floor rather, is looking solid. Explosive, explosive. Votivary clears bottom. Fantastic. Sacrifice a guy upstairs. Still fantastic. Damage is efficiently applied. Primitive mold here. Sure, seems good. We'll go ahead and use that to farm cash. What's coming up? Pretty decent turn. I think I'm going to play the resin removal here. Simply because it gets rid of the Ember Drain, which starts my turn at a higher Ember threshold, which I really appreciate. So that's good. Bottom floor is clear. Fantastic. Yeah, we just simply start with more Ember on this turn by doing it this way, which is nice. We are not... I am pre-relentlessing here. Yes. Indeed I am. Pre-relentless killing on this turn. Fantastic. We get a 1-turn pre-relentless, and that is gonna have to do. Okay, cool, great. And then mid-floor clears it out. It's not glamorous, but we got there. And we made a lot of money to do it, too. 1,900 gold is a good finisher there. That's all pure points. So, fantastic work. I don't know if we scored really well, but I feel decent about how this run played out. I think Shadow Steward is maybe not something anyone expected, but Hey, 73K, sure, we'll go. We'll go. I'm happy with it. 73K puts us at a number 7. What do we have up top? I think you're getting a lot of diversity. Look at this. We have gigantic steward enforcers. Sure. I could see that being even faster. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, huge speedy boss rushes here. We were a bit slow in the end. Do I think that Shadow Steward would have, or rather, Paraffin Enforcer Steward would have been faster? Maybe, actually, in hindsight. Maybe, yeah. Fair. You know what? Fair enough. Probably something similar, right? Yeah, Paraffin Enforcer. Yeah, maybe that was just the faster play. Well, for some reason I thought this was going to be really sick being Shadow Steward, but that's okay. We end up with a number 7 score. It's fine, right? Yeah, pretty much everyone does the same thing here. Although, like, almost no... I mean, Bandit and Tumbra did show up a few times, actually, so I don't feel completely unvindicated here, but yeah, we did all right. I'm decently pleased with it, right? Our pre-relentlesses were trash. 3, 4. I mean, just like the difference of 3, there is like 2.4k on the Divinity. Our Divinity was slow. I mean, I'm trying to think of what we could have done faster. I needed more guns. I needed more explosives. I needed more... Another Shadow Steward might have done it. It's tough, right? It's tough. He had a lot of health to chew through, and we weren't ramping in any meaningful way. I do think Paraffin Enforcer was better in hindsight. Should have anticipated that. For some reason, I was looking at it and I was just thinking, this is probably enough. But it was not. If I had the Waxen Spike, that would have leaned me that way too. So, also things to keep in mind. We did well on shards. We did well on money. But in the end, I don't think we made the right choices along the way. It was a very difficult run in terms of identifying what choices to even make in which direction, right? I feel like that was tricky. So I'm not upset by this. We still scored number 7. You know, that's fine. I'm pleased with a number 7. And it's neck and neck with number 6. So really, I'm not that upset by it. This person took 4 hours and 30 minutes to play their run. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty pleased with this. About as good as I could have hoped for given the circumstances. So, I really don't have a lot else to add here. I think there were some pretty cool decisions we made. I liked using the Steward for things. I think that was a lot of fun. Came baked with some multi-strike, which is fantastic. Ended up mattering. I liked Shadow Siege here a lot. I do think Paraffin Enforcer would have ramped quicker if I had done the infusion sooner and then duped more of them, right? You can imagine how that comes out. Look at the number 1 player and you can kind of see that. But the real thing that you should actually watch out for here, there's just straight up an infinite in this run. Very easily. You have Antumbra Assault, which is a ping that you can ping yourself. You have enough dupes by the time you see Votavary. You have an Entombed Explosive. You have Waxer Snuffer. Someone should just walk into this run and score like 84k and just show everyone what's up, right? The thing is that it's not something I was going to be like, yes, and then there will be a Votavary, so I shall save my one Entombed Explosive. No. That Entombed Explosive self-infused saved a ton of points and score, and maybe even the run in some cases early on. So I was a little reliant on it. You have to play the entire run basically asserting that you don't need that. And that requires some different decisions along the way. But that one, there's definitely an opportunity for an 80k over score here, easily. So, yeah, you can see this person has triple copies of this Train Steward with 3 hits and a Paraffin Enforcer infusion. This just blows up, right? Goes nuts. No surprise, this crushes. Yeah. Cool. All right, not much else to add. Already, look at that. Oh, God, someone found the 86k. Look at that. Did someone do it? Yeah, look, someone did it immediately. Oh, thanks, Heart. Fantastic. Guy just rolls up. Why do I even record Monster Train while he's playing the game? Fancy that. Look at that. Crazy. Yeah, he's literally doing the exact same thing I just described. Entombed Explosive, hold out for it on the Votavary, make 2 copies. Got old magics in this case. Seems great. Sure, why not? That works. That'll do it. Remove everything else. 8 turn, 9 turn. Yeah, simple. Crush, 86k score. Yeah, all right. Why do I even record Monster Train? Anyway, that's fine. We'll go ahead and call it there. I like how that one showed up right at the end as I'm doing my outro. So I'm sure he'll get a kick out of that. Anyway, I don't have anything else to add, so I'm going to let it go there. Hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.